Hey there everybody, Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CarterMatt.com.
This video is our first viewing reaction for the Expanse Season 3, Episode 4, entitled Reload, which that just makes me think of we play those old first-person shooter games, and, you got a gun that takes a really long time to reload and you're doing co-op. You got to tell your other partners that you want to reload, because then they're going to be left holding the bag.
They will.
We know this from playing Borderlands. But anyway, we're going to talk all about what's happening in this episode. I think it's an episode a lot about just anger and frustration and people getting to say what's on their minds, and Christian making a big play herself. I think this is a pretty fun episode.
Yeah, I think there was a lot going on. We just finished watching this episode and it's kind of just still washing over me because there are so many moving parts in this.
Yeah, well, before we break any of this down, if you like this video, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to Carter Matt on YouTube, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any other updates that we've got coming up your way. Let's begin. I suppose, let's start with Christian, because we just mentioned Christian a second ago.
I will talk about her all day.
All right, with that in mind, here you go. No, all right. What did you like about this story?
There was a lot that I really liked. I knew from the last episode that she was going to kind of use Holden's mom and that relationship to kind of maneuver things a little bit, and her saying to Bobby, I'm going to give it that extra push and see what we can get out of this. And she did, and she brought it up again, and it worked.
Yeah, she's very smart. I don't know, I think Christian's biggest skill is that she can convince people to prevent violence as opposed to being involved in a violence. She's not Bobby Draper. She's not gonna go in and
start punching everybody. Yeah, and she even said that in the episode. I use my power is my words, and my superpower is my words. Is pretty much what it is. She can change people's minds. She can influence. She can cut you down. She can do a lot with her words.
And I think the big challenge is, of course, how do you get Holden to pick a side when Holden is, I don't want to say he's been Switzerland in all of this. I don't think he's neutral per se, but I think
but it feels like the pendulum has just been swinging back and forth so hard on him that while he's not necessarily picking a side, he's picking kind of all the sides, and then feels like he's all in on one side, and then no, now I'm all in on this side. And I think it feels a little bit about him trying to figure himself out and what his role is as a leader, where he wants to land. And because we saw a lighter version of him in the first season, we saw a much darker version of him in the second season. He's still figuring out his footing, and I'm still enjoying the ride with him.
Yeah, and I feel like Holden's side ultimately is whatever feels good for Holden in the moment. He's just shooting from the hip a lot of the time, which
he is. I
think in a lot of ways can be a good thing, but when you're also surrounded by these huge superpowers, I feel like eventually they're gonna be we don't know if we can really work with you because you keep changing your mind depending on whatever's going on around you.
It's true, but at the same time, this is such a situational type show that you have to be a little bit like a Holden. You have to be able to make those decisions when something big comes up. Okay, we're gonna save Prax's kid. Okay, now there's this war happening. Now we have Christian on the ship that has information that could stop the war. There's just so many things that are coming at him, and he's been doing a better job of learning how to kind of roll with the punches.
He's doing his best, and I think he has sort of figured out how to navigate situations. I don't know if he can do this forever, but he's doing it right now, and Christian now has a very specific mission in mind, which is, she's found out that Anna may be her key to the kingdom.
Yeah, and it's looking like it might be that way. That message came in. Of course, it came in right after she told her woman, I will be home. I need to be home. I miss you guys. Don't worry, I'm on my way. Bring! Here's this message, and it's all gone to pot.
Yeah, this is the moment where if the Expanse had a narrator, the narrator would come up and be like, and now she will not be on her way.
And meanwhile, this is happening.
Yeah, it was just, the timing, not exactly great for Anna, but I think Anna is a good choice to receive the message. Yeah. She had to sit there and listen to Gillis's speech which was just like, this was like the big oof speech, if ever.
I felt my stomach drop when that was turning. You could see her, how proud she was at the beginning, and she was mouthing all the words along with it, and she felt good about what was happening, and man, Elizabeth Mitchell is so good at what she does.
Yeah.
She made my stomach drop with just her face in this scene.
Yeah, it is just the speech in general is really tough because you have to start it by like talking about 2 million people who have died, and it's hard to really find a way to make things go even more downhill from there, but somehow, congratulations, Gillis, you found a way to pull that off.
Yeah, it was starting to remind me a bit of that speech that Dwight gave in The Office, where it was starting to go, like this, and pounding on, he wasn't doing that, but that's what it started to feel like. It started to feel like very, oh no, things are going so bad, and they're getting really dark.
Yeah, but...
in a powerful way.
But Anna she's not laying down and just being like, this is okay.
No.
I appreciated Anna making her voice heard after the fact.
Oh, yeah, telling off Aaron Wright, basically being like, no, this is the last conversation we're ever going to have. You are never going to talk to me again. We are done with that. She's very strong. I really like her. She really doesn't put up with anything. Yeah, she got screwed over, but she's not going to lay down.
No, and she's not going to put up with this nonsense, and now she's got a chance to do the very thing so many of us want to do, which is just punish Aaron Wright like nobody's business, because now it feels like there's a chance that this dude is going to get what's actually coming to him.
Enough people have seen this transmission or know that it's out there that even if something, God forbid, happens to my Christian, the message is still going to get out there and she will be avenged, but hopefully nothing is going to happen to her, but just her reputation will be avenged.
Here's what I worry about. We're already living in like a world right now that has deep fakes and like people who are able to sort of project imitations and all this other stuff. Yeah. It's like, is Aaron Wright going to come out and be like, that's not really me, that was manipulated me?
It's possible, but I would think that in this world that has so much scientific background going on, that they would be able to figure out what's a fake or not. I mean, maybe not. I don't know.
I hope that it's figured out. I don't want Aaron Wright to necessarily leave the show just a few episodes into season 3.
I really don't want that.
Like, don't get me wrong, I am rooting for this man's demise with every fabric of my being, but I don't want it to happen yet. Like, give me at least through season 3. You can start season 4 off in a new place, but...
Yeah, for me, I love Aaron Wright. He's just such a good foil for everything. Yeah. Yes, he's doing some terrible things, but it's not on the same level as what Strickland is doing and what now Jules is doing again with the children and animals. Guys, no, I can't. Yeah. I can't be... No, I can't deal with it. So while Aaron Wright is terrible, he is not on that level of terrible of hurting children. And very interesting turnaround for Jules in like one episode to go from, oh, maybe I'm making a mistake. Hey, you know what? Load up all those children and get them on my ship. I'm getting them out of here, to being like, it's working.
Yeah. It's really, what a heel turn.
Throw all the children Jules back in the pod.
Like, this is this guy, okay, you're back to being the worst again, Jules. Like, I don't have any sympathy for you, and whatever your pensiveness gets whenever you think about Julie, I don't care anymore. There's so many bad things that happen here on IO in this episode. I mean, we've learned that our Katoa, a.k.a. Spider Proto-Man, is, it seems like he's becoming more proto than man at this point.
Yeah, that was a pretty serious thing that's going on with him, and dissecting his nurse like that and what's happening. It is just horrifying that is what Jules saw and thought, this is great. What a great thing that's happening here. Incredible. Let's make more of this.
It's like the worst game of Operation ever. Like, I don't know why this is something that is like we're celebrating. Also, It's Katoa got a little bit of that, like, he's almost got that, like, collective consciousness thing going on.
Yeah, he does. So we'll see if maybe he can help bring back
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, I can't help it.
Well,
I am where I am.
Yes.
Somebody said it best in the comments that I have a Miller-sized hole in my heart. And I agree with them. I do too.
Yeah.
I feel you on that.
Here's the good news. Well, I don't know if this is good news, but, Miller may still be out there, but he's not going to be Miller. He's just going to be collective consciousness Miller.
Yes, but as we've seen, there's still a little bit of them in there. And even if I can just get that little bit of magic back, I'll take what I can get.
Okay, well, I think hopefully May doesn't go fully in this direction. There's still time, right? They're on their way.
They're on their way. There's still time. It can still come together. This is a show that has some pretty dark elements going on, though. So as much as it feels like it's kind of 50-50. Sometimes people get saved and it works out, and sometimes it doesn't. And with what's going on with all this darkness, with all the kids, I just don't know where it's going to land. Yeah. Are they going to get there in time? Are they not? And this is going to, I hope it's going to change Prax a little more.
Yeah.
I'm all on board with him.
Yeah, don't hurt my guy Prax. He's been through so much already. He's trying to make the world a better place. He's building gardens. Him and Amos, they're becoming buddies.
Yes, they are. You don't need to... such a nice understanding of each other.
Yeah.
I'm living. I've said this like every single video now, but I'm living for this relationship.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's a bit deeper than some of the other relationships that are happening right now. There's something that's happening here that for both of them, they're missing and they need and they're finding in each other. And I really love this friendship.
Let's talk about a couple of other Rossi crew events here before we wrap this video up. I mean, first and foremost, what would you rather have? Naomi's like chili or whatever that was, or Alex's lasagna?
I wouldn't mind trying that chili. Yeah. They said it was kind of spicy, and I like that.
Okay.
So, I'm interested.
I feel like this
lasagna with no cheese doesn't sound that great.
I feel like the chili maybe, as long as you have like a bowl, I feel like it's easier to eat the chili on the go than it is the lasagna.
It's true.
So, I mean, maybe Naomi's got some portability. Are we going to have the Expanse Top Chef coming up before the end of this series?
Might be.
All right, well.
The Rossi cook-off.
Yeah, we need to get another cook in here. There needs to be 3 combatants, but...
As long as Bobby's not one of the judges. Did you see her face when she ate that chili? Oh, dear.
Yeah, Bobby was not about that life at all.
No.
That was a no from Bobby. Speaking of other Expanse friendships, Bobby and Alex, it's an interesting dynamic that the two of them have.
Yeah, it is interesting, and we did see that, and I'm not saying it's going there, but we did see Alex's marriage end, and I know that he's got a relationship with the Rossi, so that's his woman now.
Yeah.
But there's something kind of there that I'm a little bit interested in. It doesn't have to go there, because I've said before with this show that the thing that I appreciate the most about this show is that there really isn't a lot of love, romance, shipping these characters together. This show is about the characters and all the different types of relationships that are going on, and I really like that about this show.
Yeah.
So even if it's just kind of a little undercurrent thing that goes on, never really materializes, I'm all right with that too. But it's nice to see the two Martians getting along.
Yeah, I think it's good for just Bobby to have a friend, because I don't know.
Yeah, and someone she can actually relate to.
Yeah.
I like her and Christian, but they cannot really relate to each other, even though they've bonded in a way that very few people can bond that way. They've gone through it.
Yeah, Bobby and Christian to me are more like if you had a sitcom that was like The Odd Couple, where they're like unlikely roommates. Those two would definitely be that.
Yes.
But I feel like Alex would be in the sitcom world, like Bobby's, real friend who's not living with someone by convenience who would come over and bring lasagna.
Yes.
All right, well, we have pitched now the Expanse Season 4 is actually just going to be a sitcom of Bobby, Christian, and Alex. But, all right, well, I think this is an episode that it was a lot of table setting in a lot of ways. We dealt with, these new Martians.
Yeah, and I liked it mostly to see Bobby basically seeing herself and saying, I've been where you are, where you think you know who the enemy is, but you don't really, and I've taken the time to see a bigger world picture now. It's just nice to see her on this different place now, where she's a little more rounded, has seen a lot more, has learned a lot more, and here she is basically looking back at herself, kind of being like, oh man, I was there, I was that person, and now I'm seeing these guys who are, I feel bad now, because if they could just open their eyes, then they would be along for the ride with the rest of us.
The fun thing to me about it is it feels almost like this is Bobby channeling sort of us and how we felt about Bobby when we first saw her.
Absolutely.
So it's like the Expanse world is self-aware in its own bizarre way.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that I connected so much with Bobby over time, is because she was the one person on the show that was seeing things for the first time through these really fresh eyes, just like I was. So it's helped me grow with her. Yeah.
So ultimately, we've got a lot of season 3 still to go, and we will be diving more into that in the coming days as well.
Before we go off here, what did you feel about that scene with Alex thinking that he could bond with them? It was kind of interesting to me to see that Alex thinks that because he was part of the Martian Navy, that he has this connection with all Martians, or that he's able to make that connection. It was neat to see that he couldn't, and kind of you could see on his face, it was a bit surprising to him that he couldn't.
I really like how they played it, because it feels a lot to me almost like you go to the same high school as other people, and then you go back to this high school like 10 years later, and then it's sort of like, oh, you know, go team, and you like try to bring up all these things about the school, and they're just like, dude, get over yourself. You know, all the teachers are different, the curriculum is different, like the
mood is different, everything is different.
Yeah, and it's sort of like, oh yeah, it's cool that you went here, but that doesn't mean you're like us. That doesn't mean you're gonna get along with us, that you're gonna be a part of our cool kids table.
Yeah, and Alex has been really good at not talking his way out of things, but being a voice of reason for a lot of different people in all different aspects of this show. Yeah. So to see him come into situations where he feels that he can make a connection, this one he felt really strong about. Oh, they're Martians, I'm Martians. We'll have a connection. To see him go in so confident that he's going to be able to bridge this gap with food and Martian talk, that it went so sideways so fast for him, was a bit of an eye-opener for us and for him.
Yeah, I think Alex is learning that he is Martian, but he's not Martian in the same way that other people identify themselves. And
especially right now, because there is a war, and there are still Martians and Earthers and everybody who feel that it's the other person's fault, and they're not seeing it like everyone on the Rossi is seeing it, where there's a lot more happening.
Yeah, and maybe
that's why seeing that scene at the end with the young man, I can't remember his name, sorry about that.
Oh yeah.
And Christian come in. Yeah. That sentence I just said, he was just kind of like, where am I? What kind of ship is this? Was very eye-opening. I really like that moment, because it does give a younger generation of Martians that idea that there can be peace between all these different races and groups of people that can come together and be on this ship and are on a same mission. Not everyone's the enemy.
No, and I think that they will. Maybe there's a chance they'll figure that out, but I think that's really good. Figuring that out is going to be kind of key to the salvation, I feel like, of a lot of different people on this show.
It was really fun, though, to see Amos come in at the end there, where all the action had happened. He's just like threw this body on the ground, but like, damn, did I miss it?
Yeah. Amos was a little bit asleep, but he's been bonding too much with Brax.
That's right. They're bonding, they're salvaging, they're missing the call, all the action's happening for him to come back. That was so funny.
Amos missing a fight is probably it's the saddest thing that has happened to Amos on The Expanse. I'm kidding, but But anyway, all right, we will wrap it up now. But what did you guys think about season 3, episode 4, when you first saw it? Let us know in the comments, and if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking that link in the description to the Carter Matt store, and we'll see you here next time.